For more on the monkeypox in your animals, let's bring in ABC News contributor and dermatologist Dr. Abdelmalek. Doctor, good to see you. The CDC confirming at least 12,000 cases of monkeypox. What do you make of the government's action to limit the spreading?
Well, we're doing a lot to try to convince people that if they're at high risk to get vaccinated. The problem with the response is that we have a supply and demand issue. And we have a demand for vaccines and a lot of people who want the vaccine, but unfortunately the supply doesn't always match.
The CDC recommends a number of ways to reduce exposure, including limiting the number of sexual partners and exposure to intimate spaces. What are some other ways?
One is knowing the risk factors, knowing if you're in a high risk category, and write out that's men who have sex with men and their sexual networks. But also it's direct skin-to-skin contact. And if you're in a situation where you think you could be exposed, realizing that that's the main way that you get transmission. That's the most risky way. You could also catch it from virus being on particles on linens and clothing, and then also from direct contact through like respiratory droplets. But the main thing that we should think about is direct skin-to-skin contact as being the highest risk category.
All right, let's talk about our furry family members. The CDC is warning anyone with monkeypox to take precautions around their pets after a case was reported in France that shows it's possible for the virus to spread between humans and household animals. What symptoms should we be looking out for?
Yeah, I mean, it's we know that this is a disease where people can infect dogs and dogs can infect people. But we don't know that this is actually a sustained way that we're going to have transmission. Are dogs and cats actually a vector? But we saw that in, Europe, these two people who had a dog both had monkeypox. 12 days later, their dog got monkeypox. And, the dog had a rash that we can sometimes see similar rashes in people, but it had bumps on the abdomen, sores in the anogenital area. And dogs can feel unwell just like we can. So lethargy, the dog doesn't want to play catch. The dog has a runny nose. The dog has a cough, hasn't had a dog with a cough before. Those are all signs and symptoms that your dog, if exposed, could have monkeypox.
All right, so people should be on the lookout there. And I'm assuming you would say call your vet if you have any concerns.
Call your vet, not your dermatologist. Yes, if you think your pet has monkeypox.
I gotcha. Yeah, and what advice... And doctor, before we go, what advice do you have for those going through monkeypox?
The first thing is to not panic, right? This is a disease that we are seeing spreading, but thankfully, most of the time, it is not a very life-threatening or serious disease. It's painful, it's uncomfortable. You can feel unwell in the beginning, and then you can have a rash that can be painful and sores that can last for 2 to 4 weeks. But if you treat your sores well and do good wound care and are getting the right care, hopefully your course will be mild and you can be put behind you.
And doctor, as you know, when this all started and when it all came to light to the public, there appeared to be some stigma that was related to the LGBTQ+ community. Is that there? Is there more education out there?
I think the stigma is still there. I think we as communicators and public health officials need to emphasize that, yes, while it's right now happening in a particular community more often than any other community at this time, monkeypox is a disease that anyone can get. And so anyone is susceptible. If you are in close contact with someone who has monkeypox, regardless of sexual orientation, you can have a bout with monkeypox. So it can happen to anyone.
All right, doctor, thank you so much for your time, your expertise. Really appreciate it.
All right, thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.